Blue lights on. Arms Fold racing, and King Barton, Strike Me Handsome, and Eldex got the best of the start. Enlightening came out of the gate fairly. Then Black Jaguar, followed by Another Henry. Raging Lasses wide, and Southside Park on the fence. A length and a half to Van Turk on the inside of Times Precious, and High Trust dropped back to the tail of the field. King Barton the leader at the end of 300 metres by a length to Eldex. Enlightening third behind the speed. Black Jaguar was left 3 wide, and he works up and has a crack at King Barton. Raging Lass 3 deep and striding forward. Strike Me Handsome's midfield on the inside of Another Henry. A length to Southside Park on the rail, and then Times Precious 3 deep on the outside of Van Turk, and High Trust 2.5 away at the rear. King Barton taken on by Raging Lass at the 1400 metres mark, and they lead by 2 to Enlightening. Black Jaguar now 4th, 1 back in the running lane, and Another Henry slides forward out 3 deep. Eldex midfield on the outside of Southside Park. Times Precious travels up 3 wide. Southside Park, the odds-on pop, was shuffled back to 3rd last, and now he peels 3 deep. High Trust is 2nd last, and Van Turk whipped them in down the stretch to the bell. King Barton the leader, 1100 out by a head to Another Henry facing the breeze. Enlightening 3rd on the back of the speed. Raging Lass now 4th, 1 out and 1 back. 1 to Times Precious planted 3 deep. Southside Park on the rail, Black Jaguar in the centre. Strike Me Handsome's 3 wide on the back of Times Precious. Then came High Trust, Eldex, and 2 away was Van Turk. King Barton the leader. 800 metres out by 3/4 to Another Henry. Enlightening 3rd, needing an out from the rail. Raging Lass 4th, and Times Precious still 3 deep. Southside Park on the fence. Black Jaguar in traffic in the centre. Strike Me Handsome now peels out 4 wide. Eldex will try and follow him. Then High Trust and Van Turk. Another Henry joined King Barton 450 metres out. Another Henry took the lead, but here comes the fave. Strike Me Handsome out wide on the track, strolled up at the 400 metres mark and joined Another Henry. They draw 2.5, almost 3 in front of Raging Lass. Then Eldex and Times Precious. Strike Me Handsome leads 250 metres out. Another Henry won't give in without a fight. Strike Me Handsome a half in front at the top of the lane. Another Henry's flat now, then Raging Lass and Enlightening. Strike Me Handsome leads with 100 to go. There's not much petrol in the tank. Another Henry sticking with him. Strike Me Handsome stopping. Another Henry kicked back on the rail. Enlightening flew too late. Strike Me Handsome just lasted. Heart attack job for favourite backers, but Strike Me Handsome wins the money from a photo involving Another Henry and Enlightening. Then Raging Lass, High Trust, Times Precious, Black Jaguar, Eldex, Southside Park, Van Turk, and King Barton, the early leader, wound up at the tail of the field.
OK, now 3 has just lasted. Strike Me Handsome, the favourite. It's a photo 2nd and 3rd. Number 2, Enlightenings's on the fence, and Another Henry was finishing quickly on the outside, and Terry wants to...
They're set. Ready and racing. Beginning well was Rowan Sound Over Sonic Image, and on the outside World Chariot from Chariot Bird, Sweet Holly and Samba Dancer. Driving up was Mickey Milo, and last of all was What a Heart. Out of the straight, Rowan Sound in front by a length and a half. 2nd now Sonic Image, a half length. 3rd was Sweet Holly, followed next by Mickey Milo and also World Chariot from Chariot Bird, Samba Dancer, and 4 lengths last of all What a Heart. Down the side of the track they fan off, and Sonic Image gets a dream run and race to the front. It's Sonic Image by a length and a half on 2nd, Sweet Holly 3rd, Rowan Sound, but Sonic Image racing clear. Sonic Image for the money. Sonic Image by a length and a half on Sweet Holly 2nd, 3rd Rowan Sound, followed by Mickey Milo, Samba Dancer from Chariot Bird, What a Heart, and last of all was World Chariot.
OK, Rodney, 1, 8 and 3. Listen, that was a mistake. It's Junior Goose, not Junior Genius. I don't know what he means, that Paul Covington. Jeez, you don't need a mate like that. Peter.
Set to go. They're racing at the 22:30 Dispatch, and New Murdoch showing good speed from out wide on the track, going with Dialer Buck from out deeper. Round the first turn, New Murdoch gets to the rails, but Dialer Buck will drive forward and now goes to the lead. Dialer Buck led 5 metres in second placing. New Murdoch at 3 and 4 wide early was Blue Vale. Greek Street keeps it there. Mr. Director back on the inside, then Abbey's Pride. They're followed then by Barunga Princess. Further back in the pack then as Blue Vale try to get in here. One off End beats Mr. Director to the spot. Then Armorill, Applegraph second last, and Mersemark was last. They race to the judge. They've got 2 to run, and it's Dialer Buck on top, leading 4 metres. Greek Street going to be forced to face the breeze on the outside. Lead time's pretty quick, 44.8. On the back of New Murdoch on the inside is Mr. Director, covering it Blue Vale. Then 4 metres to Barunga Princess, around at Abbey's Pride. Another 4 away Applegraft. Then on the inside Armorill, and 2 metres away last of all as they go into the back straight Mersemark. The leader Dialer Buck, they've gone quickly. It's 4 metres in front. In second spot Greek Street. It's doing plenty of work with his speed on. On the inside behind them New Murdoch, Blue Vale 1-1. Mr. Director's enjoying a nice rouse run, but of course it's in the pocket. Abbey's Pride next on the outside, a couple away then to Barunga Princess. 4 metres Applegraft. Mersemark still biding its time at the tail, and Armorill on its inside. They went the first quarter in 30.3, so they really have run along in this. And the leader Dialer Buck swings into the straight with a lap and a quarter to run. 4 metres in front. Greek Street really working hard with this speed on. New Murdoch in behind them. Blue Vale has enjoyed a good trail most of the way. Then Mr. Director on the inside. Abbey's Pride outside of Barunga Princess. Mersemark's coming quickly as they race out of the straight. Applegraph gets onto the back of Mersemark, and then 8 or 10 away. Armorill not travelling well. They head to the back straight, 700 out, and still the leader Dialer Buck. Second quarter run in 32 flat, so they slowed up a little. Out 3 wide Blue Vale. Greek Street's under pressure in the centre. New Murdoch on the inside. Now Abbey's Pride has Mersemark out 4 wide. Mr. Director needs a lot of luck, and then Applegraft and Barunga Princess. The favourite will run nearly last Greek Street as Blue Vale races up to Dialer Buck and hits the front. Now New Murdoch's had a lovely run. It's worked into the clear. Mr. Director follows at home. Mersemark out wide, but it's under enormous pressure. Barunga Princess drives up behind them, and then Applegraft off the track on the turn, and Blue Vale and Dialer Buck are together. New Murdoch now peels out 3 wide. Barunga Princess looking for a split. Mr. Director can't get through, and now Applegraft right down the outside. New Murdoch goes to the lead, claimed by Applegraft. Then Blue Vale, and late it is Mersemark, but Applegraft will score 5 metres. New Murdoch second. Mersemark got up for third. I think he's got a hopple carrier dangling loose as well. Then Blue Vale. Barunga Princess didn't have much luck, and neither did Mr. Director. Dialer Buck tied in the run home. Greek Street finished well back there with it. Abbey's Pride and Armorill basically pulled up, just trots over the line.
Okay, as called by Pete Smith, 9, 4 and 10. The winner Applegraph from 4, New Murdoch, and 10 Mersemark on the outside, getting up to run third. Wentworth Park update for this 4th event. It's set to go in about a minute.
And number 8, Milton's at 13-2. The green light for the 4th. John Stollery's taken. They're ready to run. Set, racing, slow to jump, Bronx buoyant out wide, Waking Hour won the start from Verdandi Lass and Milton mustering pace. In behind them, Treasure Man from Braidwood Boy, Sanaya further back, See India and Bronx Boy heading into the back, and Waking Hour ran clear by 2 lengths to Milton, 2 away Verdandi Lass, 8 lengths away then to See India from Bronx Boy, Treasure Man, Sanaya, and at the rear Braidwood Boy coming onto the turn. Waking Hour led from Milton. Verdandi Lass makes the corner wide. She's starting to run home well. In front, Waking Hour. Verdandi Lass moved up on the outside. Verdandi Lass grabbed the lead, and Verdandi Lass beat Waking Hour. Milton ran the third, followed him by Bronx Boy. Further back, Treasure Man from Braidwood Boy, See India, and the last to finish, Sanaya.
Okay, 5, 6 and 8. 5, 6 and 8. The placings there. 5 Verdandi Lass from 6 Waking Hour and 8 Milton.
It goes roughly as Herberton off the front goes roughly. Contacted Arson Galaxy for a stride off the second row, and here's another false start. The red light is up, and it's a second false start to race.
They're racing. Captain Flat began well with Mardini and also Devil Lass. Behind those was Regency Lady out wide, followed by Hello America and also Samuel Port tracking deep. Hello America gets the run through on the fence, followed by Dino Bravo, and last of all was Pass Around. Down the back it's Mardini by a length and a half. Railing up well was Captain America, or Hello America, and on the outside was Captain Flat. 3 further back to Regency Lady, followed by Devil Lass. At the top turn, Mardini's a length and a half in front. Hello America on the fence, and Captain Flat the outside pounces upon them and raced right away. Captain Flat, a big win. Captain Flat by 3. Hello America second. Third was Regency Lady, followed by Mardini and also Pass Around from Devil Lass, Samuel Port, and last Dino Bravo.
Good on you, Rod. Thanks, mate. 2, 4, 8, Captain's Flat, Hello America, and number 8, Regency Lady, race 6 at Penrith. All right, now we've got an update before we go back to Brian Markovic there.
Starting point, 2 to go at the winning post. Blue light flashing, a good even start too, and an early race for the lead. We've seen one Risky Butler with Mac Banner wanting in the rail out wide. Mr. White showing speed, followed by Flying Sox, Cloudy Century, Joanne's Dream. Tidy Ross was second last. Oh, one broke up badly there too was Flying Sox. This caused Tidy Ross and also Chris Times to be checked. Down the back they travel, and Waddingham has now got to the lead, but Risky Butler going faster, joined it, followed by Mac Banner, Joanne's Dream, Mr. White. Cloudy Century, and last of the main division now was Tidy Ross. They leave the back and move to the corner. A lap and a quarter left before them. The Risky Butler's gone a length to the good of Waddingham. Joanne's Dream was next on the inside of Mac Banner. They were being followed then by Mr. White and Cloudy Century, and along last was Tidy Ross, short of a lap and a quarter to go.
OK, we'll come back to Ned for a replay later, but they're set now for the third attempt. Race number 4 at the Valley. Here's Brian Markovic.
And also going forward is Albertonian looking for the lead. Tucked in behind them early Punch on the outside, Marquita Expo. King Vision 4 deep leaving the straight. Then Gordon Gecko 1 off the rail, followed by Fagged Out. Classic Alba is second last, and last is Arson Galaxy. Herberton, he works to the lead, leaving the straight. From on the outside, King Vision. He's off the track and travelling up into second placing. Third, the leader's back as Punch. Albertonian has the cover fourth. Then rolls and rolls on the outside of Gordon Gecko, switching back to the fence. 6 metres to Marquita Expo. Fagged Out as third last. Second last, Classic Alba. And last defence is Arson Galaxy. Herberton steadies now at the 1400. He leads by a metre, sitting up as King Vision second. 3 metres away, third Punch. Fourth on the outside is Albertonian. Trailed up in turn by Rolls and Rolls. On its inside is Gordon Gecko. Then Fagged Out, who travels 4 back on the rail. On his outside is Marquita Expo. And the last two are Arson Galaxy on the inside of Classic Alba. In the straight they race with a lap to go. Herberton, he's narrowly in front of King Vision. From the rear now, Classic Alba pulls out 3 wide. The fence is Punch. Fourth on the outside is Albertonian. Then Gordon Gecko locked away on the rail. Rolls and Rolls on the outside. Classic Alba is out 3 wide. He's looking for something to come out in front of him though. Arson Galaxy trailing him. Locked away, Fagged Out. And second last is Marquita Expo on the outside. Leaving the straight towards the 700. Herberton being held together in front by almost 1.5 metres. 2 on the outside, King Vision. Classic Alba gets to third out, 3 wide. Albertoni in the centre. Arson Galaxy 3 out. Punch the leaders back as needing a run. King Vision drops off, so Punch is almost angling 1 off the fence. Gordon Gecko making ground the rail. Then Marquita Expo rolls and rolls and Fagged Out. 400 metres out before the turn. Punch is out in plenty of time. He sees daylight now out 3 wide. Classic Alba on the outside got to Herberton. He's not going well. Punch now gets to the outside out 3 wide to second. Coming off the rail, Gordon Gecko. Marquita Expo makes ground from Albertonian. Then rolls and rolls. Fagged Out Arson Galaxy and dropping out of it King Vision. But Classic Alba, he raced away at the 120. Punch can't go on. Marquita Expo gets into second placing. Gordon Gecko is making ground, but Classic Alba, he's in front, and this has been a pretty good performance. Classic Alba, he bolts in. He wins by 6 metres. In a photo, Gordon Gecko, I reckon, second, a nose to Marquita Expo and a half head to Punch, who just didn't go on over the concluding stages. Fagged Out close up. Then rolls and rolls Arson Galaxy, Albertonian. Herberton, he's knocked up to run second last, and last in, pulling up quickly, King Vision.
7, the winner, Classic Alba.
One flying up around the outside, Joanne's Dream from Waddingham, and Mac Banner was last of the main division, round the corner. Risky Butler, the leader, Mr. White trying to get to it, and Cloudy Century, it's Risky Butler, Mr. White, Cloudy Century, and now Joanne's Dream putting in a claim. Risky Butler in front, Mr. White inch by inch, picking it back, but the post too close. Risky Butler, Mr. White, third home, Cloudy Century, followed by Joanne's Dream, Mac Banner. Waddingham was next to go down, and Tidy Ross last in.
Hang on a sec, it's 3-6.
Lights on. Racing, Scotch Poker dropped back and Wheeler galloped. The starter said go, and Wheeler, the pole marker, was in a full stretch gallop. Highland Jacko exploded out of the line and went straight to the lead. Dun Roman second, Mike's Trick third, and then Ima Lawrence poking up on the rail. Grant Moreau trapped very deep, running around the top turn as Sunrise Light goes through closer to the rail. 3.5 lengths away is Golden Sovereign, a long break to Scotch Poacher, and Wheeler's 10 lengths away at the tail of the field. Mike's Trick is a new leader. They round the bend at the 1,200 metres mark, and Mike's Trick claimed the aluminium. Led by 2 lengths over Highland Jacko, 1.5 lengths to Ima Lawrence, and 2 lengths to Dunroman, who's 4th. Sunrise Light is 5th and left 1 deep on the outside of Golden Sovereign. Grant Moreau 3 wide and striding forward as they race past the judge and the bell. A long break to Scotch Poacher, and Wheeler's a long last on the turn out of the straight. Mike's Trick in front at the 900 metres peg. He leads by 2 lengths over Ima Lawrence, poking up on the rail. Highland Jacko hung on the bend, and here comes Grant Moreau. Grant Moreau out wide, going after Mike's Trick. Dunroman's 4th, and he's about 5 lengths away from the lead, followed by Golden Sovereign and then Sunrise Light. Mike's Trick a neck in front at the 600 metres mark. Grant Moreau moves up on the outside to join the leader. Ima Lawrence on the rail, then Highland Jacko. Dunroman still a long way off the lead. Sunrise Light going with him now. Dunroman 3 deep, Sunrise Light 4 wide, and then Golden Sovereign. Mike's Trick in front at the 300. Grant Moreau raises another effort. Highland Jacko's 3 wide. Dunroman's 4 deep, Sunrise Light 5 wide on the bend. Grant Moreau hit the lead at the 200. Sunrise Light went bush on the bend. Grant Moreau took the lead from Mike's Trick. They're clear of Dunroman. Grant Moreau in front with 100 left to go. Now Dunroman starts to chew steel. Grant Moreau leads. Dunroman goes home all over the top of him, pounced on him and beat him. Dunroman beat Grant Moreau. Mike's Trick ran 3rd. Then Golden Sovereign, Highland Jacko, Ima Lawrence. Sunrise Light, Scotch Poacher, and Wheeler is 300 metres away, last of all.
Okay, Terry, a big effort by number 2, Dunroman, after conceding ground on the turn. It's got there from 7, Grant Moreau, and 4, Mike's Trick, 2, 7 and 4. Wentworth Park update. Now let's have
Ready and racing. Atomic Bell got out only fairly out wide. African Tara lobbed on the bunny. African Tara by 2 lengths to Sin Bin. Moving up is Brandy Brother together with Atomic Bell. In behind them, Havoc Time, Explorer National, Dingun and Unique Enders at the rear. African Tara was pratted back, and Brandy Brother shot to the lead. From Atomic Bell, Sin Bin. African Tara out wide. Further back, Explorer, Havoc Time on the turn, and Brandy Brothers well clear. Atomic Bell gets into second, then African Tara, but Brandy Brother has it all parcelled up, and Brandy Brother wins by 3 on the line to Atomic Bell. African Tara 3rd, followed in by Explorer National, Dingun. Further back, Sin Bin from Unique Ender and Havoc Time.
Okay, thank you, Darren. 2, 3 and 6.
And they are away and racing. Port Morris in the centre began quickly. The inside runners were all a little bit slow, and Port Morris goes to the front. Now Willie Crack is going forward, and Demon Rob from out wider on the track. Port Morris kicks up though on the inside. They're about 10 or 12 metres in advance of Chip Miller. The cruise control from the second row is whipping around them and is going to grab an early trail. Then Sun Khan, further back in the pack, then to Rat Night. Back along the inside, Fool's Gold, 6 metres, then to King Meadow. Wheeler Jim finishes a long way back, and back there with it, it's Max Command. Well, down the straight they raced the first time. Port Morris won the early battle for the lead, slows them down. 4 metres in front, in second placing Willie Cracker. Demon Rob dropped in behind them, and the cruise control lands, 1 out and 1 back. Then on the inside, 3 back is Chip Miller. Sun Khan midfield on the outside. Lead time 46.1. Next on the rails, Fool's Gold. Then 3 metres away to Rat Night as the cruise control takes off. Wheeler Jim's back on the inside of King Meadow, and it's Max Command whip them in. They race into the back, a lap and 3/4 from home. Port Morris, the leader, has steadied on top, and now it's got the cruise control sitting up without cover. Behind them, Demon Rob. Willie Cracker's got the trail, but it is fired up. Then on the inside, Chip Miller. Sun Khan runs 6th. On its back, Rat Night. Down on the inside, Fool's Gold. Then 4 metres further back, King Meadow. Wheeler Jim on the inside, and here's its Command coming from the tail. On the home turn they swing now. Just over a lap and 1/4 to run. First quarter in 31.8, and Port Morris, the leader by 2 metres. In second placing on the outside, the cruise control. Demon Rob behind them. Willie Cracker runs 4th. Next on the inside, Chip Miller covering it, Sun Khan. It's Max Command around them and flushes out Sun Khan. Rat Night stays in the centre. Fool's Gold on the inside. Then King Meadow onto the back of it's Max Command, and Wheeler Jim last of all. They make their way towards the back straight now, and with just over 700 to run, Port Morris still led. by 3 metres to the Cruise Control. Second quarter, 32.3. 3 deep comes Willie Cracker. Chip Miller's got one off. In behind them, Demon Rob under pressure. Sun Khan 3 deep around Rat Night. Fool's Gold nowhere to go, and then it's Max Command. King Meadow pulls wide and Willa Jim at the tail. Racing down the back, 450 out. The Cruise Control moved up on the outside of Port Morris, poked the nose in front. Chip Miller's had the great run. It's trying to get into the clear. It's about to get a split, I'd say, as Willie Cracker's under pressure out wide. Clear then of Rat Night. Right off the track, King Meadow, and then further back, Sun Khan on the bend. The Cruise Control went to the lead, but Chip Miller's had the great rails run. They went the third quarter in 30 flat. They're clear of Port Morris. Rat Night in the centre, then Willie Cracker, King Meadow in the straight. Chip Miller goes to the Cruise Control, got a metre or so clear. Rat Night flashing home with King Meadow. Chip Miller in front. Rat Night grabs it. Rat Night has got up and beaten probably King Meadow. Chip Miller stopped to a walk. Wheeler Jim flashed up from nowhere. The Cruise Control just behind them. Then it's Max Command. Fool's Gold, Port Morris, Sun Khan. Well out of it, Willie Cracker and Demon Rob last in.
OK, Peter, well, didn't that race change complexion in the final 50 metres? Number 10 has won Rat Night from possibly 9 King Meadow and 1 Chip Miller.
Away was Pearl Cash and also Zara Bell, but here's Midnight Style on the outside, pouncing upon them and takes the front by 2 lengths. On second, Zara Bale. Third in the middle was Pearl Cash, followed by Legendary and also Winchester Lad. Behind those came Burley Jack from Proper Fox, and 3 last of all was Blue Sister. At the top turn, though, Midnight Style is off and gone for the prize. It's out by 7 or 8 on Pearl Cash second, Winchester Lash third, 2 further back, Zara Bale from Legendary, but straightening up, it's all Midnight Style. It's making a mess of them. Midnight Style by 10 lengths. On second, Pearl Cash. Third was Winchester Lad, followed by Zara Bale and also Proper Fox from Blue Sister, Burley Jack, and last of all was Legendary.
That means you that Penrith circuit looks in great order. 8, 5 and 4 as called by Rod. Midnight Style from Pearl Cash and Winchester Lass. 8, 5 and 4. They've gone 31-21. Now confirming as called by Peter Smith. Race 4 in Adelaide. 10, 9. 9 got second, King Meadow, and 1 was third, Chip Miller. 10, 9 and 1. So Rat Night from King Meadow and Chip Miller 10-9-1 are the official placings now. Here's Brian Markovic.
Race Time Mac is away very quickly. Race Time Mac raced around the outside and headed off Helen's Pleasure early by 5 metres. It's Elliott settles down third, X Shadow fourth. Then Rhetoric 8 metres away fifth, 6 metres to Chip Moss, 8 metres to Franco Gold, and 35 metres away the Bugle Call. Around the turn, Race Time Mac in front by a good 8 metres. Helen's Pleasure behind the leader. The outside is X Shadow. It's Elliott now travels fourth, but 3 back on the rail. On his outside is Rhetoric, 6 metres to Chip Moss, followed by Franco Gold. And
OK, racing, race 6, Wendy Park. Let's go there.
The lady has bounced out well, so did Big Pretender, Waver Tide, and Charlene Dale coming over from out wide. Charlene Dale found the lead and booted clear by 2 lengths to Eladius. Waver Tide got checked. Likewise, Matthew's mate, Mr. Wazza, getting along the rail. Then came Mr. Fabulous, Cape Cod, and Big Pretenders at the rear. Charlene Dale, the leader. Waver Tide goes to second from Mr. Wazza. Further back, Mr. Fabulous, Eladius in the straight. Charlene Dale in front from Waver Tide. Charlene Dale in front, hanging on, and Charlene Dale's just got in. Charlene Dale by Nectar Waver Tide. Third, Mr.
8, 7 and 1 the placings. Back to Brian.
Call towards the 1400 metres they race. Race Time Mac being held together in front, inclined to pull just a shade by 3.5 metres to Rhetoric. 2 metres away third, Helen's Pleasure having a nice trail. Up on the outside, X Shadow. 2 metres away, it's Elliott, followed by Chip Moss on the outside. The Bugle Call tacks up second last, and last on the outside is Franco Gold. Around the turn, they've got a lap to go. Race Time Mac with that brilliant beginning. He leads still by 3.5 metres. Rhetoric always at the leader's wheel. Third, Helen's Pleasure with a nice smother. Fourth on the outside is X Shadow. 2 metres to it's Elliott, followed by Chip Moss. Second last is the Bugle Call, and Franco Gold from last about to pull out. Out of the straight they race at the 800 metres. Race Time Mac is still in front, almost 2 metres. Rhetoric on the outside continues to draw closer. Fourth on the outside, X Shadow. Locked away third, the leader's back is Helen's Pleasure. Then it's Elliott, Chip Moss, the Bugle Call, and Franco Gold is last and pulling out 3 wide. Along the back at the 550, it's still Race Time Mac leading Rhetoric only by a metre. 5 metres away, Helen's Pleasure. X Shadow is gone. Franco Gold pulls to the outside, 3 wide, running home fairly. Then it's Elliott Elliott, Chip Moss and the Bugle Call. 350 out before the turn. Rhetoric on the outside draws up to almost join race time. Mackie does now. 8 metres away. Helen's Pleasure getting out in time. Then Franco Gold is boxing on, followed by It's Elliott, X Shadow, Chip Moss and the Bugle Call. Quickly Rhetoric on the outside. Got to race time. Mackie's run his race. Helen's Pleasure's out in plenty of time. Then Franco Gold at the 100 day. Rhetoric in front. He's finding something for Ron Hall. He's 3 metres in front. Helen's Pleasure can't pick him up, and Rhetoric returns to the winning list at Moonee Valley. Rhetoric wins by 5 metres. Helen's Pleasure second, tight third. Maybe It's Elliott, a nose to Franco Gold. Close up the Bugle Call. There was a run, followed by X Shadow. Race time Mac has knocked up.
It'll be 5, 1 and 3 as called by Brian. Let's go north now to Maitland for the next event there.
Flashing, they're off and running this time. Billy Clay in the 8 ball began well, so too did Beckadoon, followed by Dr. Socky. 8 balls met with a check and dropping back now, moving up around the outside of them. At this stage of proceedings and making a bit of an effort there would be Keep Clear. They were followed well back in the field to the tail there would be Regal Cavallo. From our Dancing Doris mini band, and the Tin Man brought up the rear. Down to the judge they travel with 2 circuits of the course left before them, and the leader bowling along in front was Beckadoon. About a length to Dr. Soccer, a similarly different difference to Patiki Mark. Keep Clear on the outside of the 8 ball. From Regal Cavallo, our Dancing Doris mini band, the Tin Man, and Billy Clay brought up the rear. Over towards the 600 they travel, and still Beckadoon made play in front. A length to Dr. Socky. Patiki Mark was next, being followed along then by Keep Clear, moving up around the outside. The Tin Man in advance of Regal Cavallo, the 8 ball. Mini band was next, and still Billy Clay was last, and our Dancing Doris was third last. Making the run down towards the corner, a lap and a quarter left before them, and Beckadoon the leader. A half a length to the good over the Tin Man. Dr. Socky was next, tucked in behind those. Would be Patiki Mark moving around the outside. Regal Cavallo in advance of the 8 ball mini band, and still Billy Clay was last, and our Dancing Doris was still third last. Around the corner for the bell lap this time, and Beckadoon was first to swing over the Tin Man. They were being followed on the rail by Dr. Socky. Keep Clear next in the event. Over on the paint, Patiki Mark in advance of Regal Cavallo, the 8 ball, our Dancing Doris mini band, and still Billy Clay was last of all. They make the run out of the straight, and over towards the 600, it's Beckadoon the leader. A length to the good of the Tin Man. Dr. Socky on the rail, followed then by Keep Clear. Our Dancing Doris taking off from well back. The 8 ball was over on the paint in advance of Patiki Mark, who's put in a bad one and dropped the last, and Billy Clay was now second last. They've got 400 left to travel, and Beckadoon the leader. Our Dancing Doris going to it in a stride. They were followed by Dr. Socky. The Tin Man has gone. Keep Clear was next in the event from the 8 ball, and last of the main division mini band. 250 left to travel. Beckadoon with the inside running the leader. Over our Dancing Doris. Keep Clear under pressure, followed by the 8 ball. But in the straight, the leader was Beckadoon. Our Dancing Doris coming out at it on the outside. It's Beckadoon in front. Nielsen getting everything out of Beckadoon, and it won the money. Our Dancing Doris second, Dr. Socky third from the 8 ball, the Tin Man. Next to go down.
Okay, looks like 4, 8 and 1. We'll confirm that in a moment. They're racing Albion Park. Let's go to Terry Spargo.
Rushes up to second, rather racy's third. Fine Time fourth, and then Thunder Bow. Bermuda Deed wide and going forward. Honest Admiral on the rail on the inside of Miss Jewel. 2 to Flying Legend on the inside of Seahawk, and the last pair of Syracuse and Suru King. Young Stamp took over at the 1500 metres mark, and now Bermuda Deed slides up on the outside to tackle Young Stamp. They lead by 2 lengths to Fine Time, settling third. Des Ducato fourth on the rail. A length away Thunder Bow on the outside of Rather Racy. Wonder Miss Jewel in the running lane. Honest Admiral on the fence, and then Seahawk and Flying Legend. Suru King second last, and Syracuse a length away at the tail. A new leader, Bermuda Deed, in front at the 1200 metres mark. Crossed onto the rail and led by 2 over Young Stamp. Fine Time a length away, left in the breeze. Des Ducato relegated to fourth on the rail. Thunder Bow one back in the running lane. Rather Racy on the fence, and then Wonder Miss Jewel. Jewel, followed by Honest Admiral, Seahawk, Flying Legend, Suru King, and Syracuse under restraint is last as they turn out of the straight. After the bell, 900 left to run. Bermuda Deed shows the way, leads by more than a length over Young Stamp with room to move away from the rail. A length and a half to find time, and Nectar Des Ducato on the fence. Thunderbow still sitting in the moving lane, rather racing awkwardly placed on the rail. Miss Jewel's off 3 deep. Seahawks going forward 4 wide. Suru King rushing home behind them. Then Flying Admiral, Honest Admiral, and 2 lengths away Syracuse. Bermuda Deed still a length and a half in front at the 450. Young Stamps off the rail giving chase. Des Ducato poked up on the fence. Miss Jewel 3 deep running on. Seahawk under a little pressure. Fine time in traffic looking for the way through. And Suru King will be very wide on the bend. Bermuda Deed still giving at the top of the lane. Leads by a length to Young Stamp. Miss Jewel looms up 3 wide. Des Ducato can't get a crack. Bermuda Deed in front at the 100. Young Stamp after Bermuda Deed. Bermuda Deed and Young Stamp. Bermuda Deed in front. Young Stamp's lunging at him. Got him. Young Stamp beat Bermuda Deed. Fine time. Third. Miss Jewel fourth. Then Des Ducato, Flying Legend, Suru King, rather racy Seahawk, Honest Admiral, followed by Thunderbow, and Syracuse was always at the tail of the field.
Well, it's pretty tight there, but looks like 2, 7 and 8. It will be Scuttle Rodney. Here's Penrith.
Eager Beaver, and also in bother was